Third down and 20.
AFC South, the running backs. Let's start off with the Jaguars. Travis Etienne. We're almost in consensus that Travis Etienne is the most overrated running back in this division, which is kind of shocking. I think rookie draft, he's great. If you can get him at like 111, 110, or 201, like in our freaking mock, that's fine. But running back 15 and in startups and whatnot, like paying a running back 15 price, that's steep, right? The fact that you have to pay significantly more for Travis Etienne than you do for Josh Jacobs, that's where I disagree. And I think that's not
Jacobs,
the move.
Right? What's Jacobs at right now? Is he not above him?
I don't know, but I feel like if you were to ask the Dynasty community who they'd rather have, you'd have an army of people at your door screaming Travis Etienne. I have seen so much Josh Jacobs hate recently, It's ridiculous.
Wow, Etienne is above Josh Jacobs right now. 2 spots above Josh Jacobs.
I don't agree with it, but I can see someone's thinking on it.
Wow, that is shocking.
It's just, in a rookie draft, I'm fine taking him at the end of the first. I'm not saying fade him there, but, dude, I'd still rather have Javonte, and Javonte I'm getting at a much better price.
I don't think it's a big discrepancy between Jacobs and Etienne. I'm not.
That's the problem, though. The price difference is huge.
How big's the price difference? Like it's.
Oh, dude, I think that right now, like, you are not sniffing Etienne price for Josh Jacobs.
Well, no, because Josh Jacobs being below Etienne. So where is Etienne going in most like consensus drafts? Like 109, 110?
108 or 109.
So are we saying Josh Jacobs' value is less than 109?
You would not be able to get 109 for Josh Jacobs in a majority of leagues.
Okay.
Unless I'm in your league, but I'm drafting Javonte, so.
Yeah. So no, it's fair.
Anyways, I think the more interesting back on the Jaguars now is James Robinson, the undrafted free agent, finished running back 4 last year in PPR formats. We all have him as underrated. I have him as the most underrated back in the division. JT has him as the quote-unquote backup to own. He's currently at running back 28. I think that is so low for a guy that just finished running back 4. I know they just drafted, Etienne in the first round at pick 27. I just think they're going to use both of these guys, and I think you'll see them on the field in 2-back sets, or even Travis Etienne's lining up as a slot receiver. So I think there's a lot of ways that they can get both of these guys involved, and to have them outside of the top 24 running backs after finishing running back 4 in his rookie year, albeit he was an undrafted free agent. I just think that's so low. I don't know how you guys feel about him, but I still think that is just very low.
I picked underrated. I don't think he's as underrated as you think.
Yeah, I don't think he's
though.
I think the problem with him is that if you have him, you can't sell him. Like, you have to hold.
He's a hold.
Well,
yeah.
I
got
think
a diamond hands him, dude.
That's the thing. I think there's a discrepancy here between what a buyer would pay and what a seller would sell for. Bit of the Joe Mixon paradox going on here. So
I don't know if I want to buy him though.
What would it take for you to sell James Robinson, Jake?
That's the thing, is I think you're gonna want a top hat. Yeah, you're gonna want a top hat for the second round pick.
I would accept less. I would accept less for James Robinson.
There's no point.
I would accept if someone offered me like 208 for James Robinson, I'd accept.
It's pushing it, but I mean, if that's the case, I think you can probably get it if you're willing to sell for that low. But
I mean, if someone wants to, I do think 28 is a little bit too low, but we'll see.
Maybe me saying way too low is a bit of hyperbole here, but
no, but we are here.
Anyways, the other running back here that is of any value is Carlos Hyde. He's currently running back 109. I think he's clearly just the veteran depth piece on this team, but I do think he is going to, vulture some touchdowns and be annoying, just enough to be annoying.
He'd be in my top 100. 100.
Thanks, Lou. Top 100.
Derrick Henry, RB10, underrated.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's going to finish a top 5 running back again. I just don't see how he's not. So
I picked underrated because I had to pick one, but honestly, I'm pretty fine with 10. Just because how many good young running backs there are that I think I would take over Derrick Henry.
all those young running backs that won't sniff 2,000 yards in their entire career.
Yeah, for next season, tell me 2 years from now, I'm going to be living way better with J.K. Dobbins or Cam Akers.
Okay, well, J.K. Dobbins and Cam Akers is different. Like, they're consensus above him. I'm talking about freaking Joe Mixon over here. All right, I actually don't hate Joe Mixon that much.
Obviously, I'm going to take
Swift.
Derrick Henry over Joe Mixon.
Okay, I'll bring up another name, like Javonte Williams.
Well, as a contender, like, dude, you're easily taking Derrick.
And yeah, no, for next year, Derrick Henry's better. But like in a year and a half from now or 2 years from now, I feel like I'd be more comfortable having Javonte.
Well, dude, I like Javonte too. You're picking the one dude that I'm banging on the table for this year that I have valued at like 104. All right,
I know.
Like,
I'm
get out of town.
names. There's obviously still the top tier with like Taylor, McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Saquon, Kamara. It's a lot of good backs. There's a lot.
Anyways.
As a contender, though, like, he's a phenomenal buy.
Yeah, we all know Derrick Henry is a beast, and he's going to be there. The question with Derrick Henry that everyone has is how long can he handle 300-plus touches a season?
He's built different, bro. He's built different.
I mean, quite literally, he is built differently. But
also, Darrington Evans is the massive bait. Massive
no.
bait.
I
like him more than 56. I say he's underrated.
I don't like him more than 56. I think there's a lot of guys ranked around that running back 40 to 60 range that I like a lot more than him. I do think he is the back. I do think he is the backup to own.
Jeremy McNichols is a better running back than him.
My only case with Darrington Evans is do you guys not think the Titans also know about Derrick Henry's ridiculous workload? I think they're going to give Darrington Evans some touches.
I think that's the only way
if you're trying to win
win
games, you're going to hand the ball to Darrington Evans over Derrick Henry? I will take a one-legged Derrick Henry over Darrington fucking Evans, okay? Get out of here.
I don't hate Darrington Evans. I don't hate him.
I don't hate him either.
I'm not saying I'm buying him. I just said I'd like him more than 56.
He's a Jag.
You're a Jag. Well, actually, you're not a Jag. But,
like, okay, maybe I'll spend half a fab on him.
Half a fab?
Yeah, I don't want to spend a full fab on him. Come on.
I don't think either of these. I mean, I like Darrington Evans, but I think running back 56 is too high. I need him at a running back 75 to 80 price, and I don't think you're ever going to get the owner to sell at that price.
Jeremy McNichols is better than him, okay? Like,
Jeremy McNichols is nothing. He's actually
Jeremy McNichols is irrelevant.
He's the actual backup. All right.
Anyways,
let's
moving on to the Colts.
JT.
We got JT. Jonathan Taylor, running back 2. We all have him as overrated, but we all have him as the back that we are most confident will maintain their current value.
Yeah.
So I just think what we mean by this is that, if we're going to move him anywhere, we're obviously going to move him down. We're not going to move him up. So that's why he's quote-unquote overrated. We are all confident Jonathan Taylor. Even if he has a worse year than last year, he will still be valued at a top 5 running back going into next year. So if you own Jonathan Taylor, congratulations. Good job. I don't know what you want. Pat on the back, a high five.
Good job, except for JT. So everyone else but JT.
Yeah.
A lot.
But
not Taylor.
I think the more interesting back on this team is Nyheim Hines, because he actually finished a top 20 running back last year in PPR formats.
He's good.
I think us three all have him as the backup to own in the division. I thought it was a pretty easy decision here. It was either him or James Robinson, just because James Robinson's like not really a backup in my opinion, I think. But the true backup to own is Nyheim Hines. He is going to get targets. He is going to be on the field on third downs. He is a good blocker. He's a good pass catcher. And he's going to, give Jonathan Taylor some time on the sidelines to catch his breath every now and then. And the Colts won't feel bad about handing the ball to him. I think we saw that last year, and I think we'll continue to see it again this year.
Dude, honestly,
JT, I'm fine with Hines at 39.
Could easily have like an Austin Eckler type of rise pretty soon here.
I don't think as good as Eckler. I could see like a poor man's Eckler.
I mean, he's not going to have Eckler because he's not going to get the opportunity that Eckler got in that offense where he was the number one guy with Melvin Gordon out. But I do think he does have value here, even as
it just feels like the same scenario where like there was Melvin Gordon. Everyone thought that about Eckler. I'm not saying that Jonathan Taylor's going to have a Melvin Gordon.
It's a
Jonathan
little
Jonathan
different,
Taylor is
but-
way different
but-
than Melvin Gordon.
I mean, dude, if you were to say 2 years ago that Austin Eckler would ever be anything, it'd be the same argument as Nyheim Hines. Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon's going to be there for the next 6 years. Now,
Yeah, you
I
make a
think
fair
it's more
point,
so that
so-
I think Hines is like he's going to be up in free agency in a year or two. Like Hines is good, dude. He is a
I
phenomenal
like
talent.
Hines. I
He's
said
insanely
backup
athletic.
talent and underrated.
He's a great receiver. I think he's an underrated runner between the tackles. Like, I actually might try to buy him. Who's got him in our league?
Andrew, good luck, buddy.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
And by the way, Emily, yes, you can to your question about
Marlon
the-
Mack, ultimate bait. I've been saying it for years, dude.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
want 0
touching
parts of
Marlon Mack with
Marlon
a
Mack.
10-foot pole.
I want 0 parts of Marlon Mack.
I
Yeah,
own-
we're all
owned-
on the
I-
same.
All right,
I
well,
own-
let's move on to the clown
Yeah.
fiestas, though.
The Clown Fiesta
the
that
Houston
is
Clowns.
the Houston Texans backfield. We got David Johnson, running back 54, Philip Lindsay, running back 55, Mark Ingram not ranked, and Rex Burkhead not ranked.
The only person.
Does
I
anyone
want
want
is
to take a
Lindsay.
stab at making sense of this backfield? Because it is
Hey.
an absolute clown fiesta. No clear back, no clear starter. No, some of these guys might get cut. Like, I don't even know what's going on in this backfield.
It's a mess. I think David Johnson Ingram probably gonna get injured at some point. I
think
do
Ingram's
like.
I don't think Ingram makes the final roster. To be
I wouldn't be
completely
surprised.
honest with you.
I do like Lindsay at a running back in the 50s. I still think he's talented. So if his price is, here's the thing, I just don't think whoever owns him is selling for that low. But he's someone I just had a startup draft where I got him super late in that draft.
Can you pick him
so,
up for a third? Are you selling him for a third?
I might buy for a third.
Because like that's what James Conner is in the same range, right? James Conner's in like late 40s, early 50s, and you can get James Conner for an early third. Like I think you can get Philip Lindsay for an early third if you really want him. The question is he worth that?
probably not, but
I'd pay mid third for him. Like 306.
I definitely think about it.
306 I'd pay for Lindsay.
No, I agree. I think Philip Lindsay's the only one. I think David Johnson, to a certain extent, is kind of underrated too. Even though I have him as over.
he's just a guy that's
He's
a
old.
30-year-old running back
Injured.
that's had injury history. There's no chance.
They're
you're
not
gonna-
going to score a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna buy him. It's just if I have him, I'm not
I mean,
gonna cut him.
I don't even know what the price tag to buy David Johnson would be.
And he's
I would
one.
imagine it's
I'm
not
surprised he is ranked ahead of Lindsay, even if it's just by one spot.